Hello. Before we start today's episode, if you would like a condensed version of what I'm talking about in this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to the Perfectionist Guide. You can read the entire thing in 3 minutes or less. To access this, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/newsletter. Are you a bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. Welcome to Perfectionism Rewired, episode number 100. I can't believe that we're at episode number 100. That is 2 years of podcasting. Today, we are talking about devotion and perseverance, being devoted to persevere. When I look at any and everything that I have accomplished and persevered, because I don't even want to get into the performance culture, but just the reason why I am alive and sane and giving you this diamond episode of a podcast is because of these two things, devotion and perseverance. When you think about the word commitment, how does that feel within your body? When I think about the word commitment, the first thing that comes up to me are prisoners or people that are committed to a mental institution. When I think about commitment, I think about something that I don't actually want to be doing, but I made a commitment, so I have to, or I should do, or I must do. And basically all of this crappy feelings and resistance, it is a subtle shift to go from commitment into devotion. The more that you begin to do this, the more it will really feel like I've always been committed to my goals and it's created a lot of success, but now I am devoted. And I know that it's going to make me oodles and oodles and oodles more successful, more satisfied, more joyful, and just at ease in my everyday life. And so I invite you to join me. The way that I like to look at devotion, when you think about any relationship that you're in, when you actually love the person that you're with or the experience, you don't really give a shit about consistency. So I love my dog Chandler. I love him more and more and more each day. By the way, a couple weeks ago, we celebrated our 5-year Channiversary. I'm devoted to keeping him alive. So that means that I feed him twice a day. Am I consistent with the exact amount? Do I put it on a scale? No. Is it at the exact same time every day? No. Do I sometimes forget to feed him a meal? Yes. Does that matter at all? No. If you're doing it from consistency, the underlying thing underneath that is that you don't really want to be doing it. Because if you want to be doing something, you do it. Straight up. It doesn't matter how busy you are or why you don't feel like it or, oh my God, it's fucking raining outside. When something explosive comes out of my dog's behind, I do not want to pick it up. I don't want to clean it. I'm that's disgusting. Get away from me. How did you make that? But I do it because I love him and I am in devotion and I will persevere. And that means that it's not the same every day. Consistency is great for robots. And let me tell you, Roomba messes up all the time. It is not always consistent when Roomba mops and vacuums my floors. Devotion, though, is when you are in a relationship with something and it gives you your power back. Because what you are in devotion to is also in devotion to you. Devotion is so much deeper than commitment. If you spend time in dictionaries or Word Hippo, you'll see that 2 words continuously come up for devotion: love and faith. So goal devotion, mission devotion, vision. I am in devotion to something so much bigger than me. And that is why I show up for you on this podcast and why I have for the past 2 years. I am in devotion to my mission of every human feeling safe with their own species. I am in devotion to my legacy as a leader, when I think about 100 years from now, which I may or may not be alive, I think about my ancestors and them getting to listen to this and be able to hear my voice. My grandmother, who is in her 90s, I have some films of her when she was a baby. There's no sound, but I'm able to see what my great grandmother and my great grandfather, I'm able to see what they look like. How awesome is it that my ancestors are not only going to be able to see how fucking fabulous Courtney Love Gavin was, but they're going to be able to hear my voice and to have this super vulnerable, intimate look at, oh my gosh, what she's talking about, I totally relate to. How fucking cool is that? Oh, it is so cool. It is so cool. I have evolved a lot over these past 100 episodes, more so than I have in any time of my life. Part of me has been toying with the idea of, do I create a new podcast? I have a strong intuition. My instincts are always correct. That there are things that I've said that aren't necessarily true for me anymore. And my mind will come in and say, oh, well, if someone starts at episode 1 and they start listening to you, they're going to be totally turned off because that's not who you are anymore. And that could be true. But what I am forgetting in those moments, and why podcast will have all the episodes up until the end of time, is I'm here for growth. I'm a life coach. I'm a professional human helper and evolver. And I myself am my first and best client always. I never, ever share anything with you or my private one-on-one coaching clients or suggest anything that I have not done the work on myself. And being a 3/5 human design profile, not only have I done it myself, but I have fallen in the fire 100 times. So I'm able to tell you exactly how you can expedite and make it a less painful journey for yourself. Also, synchronicities. My sun gate, 70% of my energy in my subtle body energy field is the gate of growth and expansion and evolution. That is what I am here for. That is my purpose. I am here in this human meat suit for growth and for evolution. It really would actually be so fucking disappointing if you were to listen to episode 1 and I sounded the same and I acted the same and I was saying the same things. What I've done over the past 2 years is really refined and exfoliated and continue to take off the conditioning and the crap that is not mine and that is not me. And that is performative, and that is professional, and that is commitment, and that is consistency. Growth really is being able to fail and to make mistakes and to keep going, to keep evolving, to not fall for this illusion that the patriarchy and every other oppressive system that currently exists in the world is trying to sell you, that says you need to be perfect or you should shut the fuck up. And it's let's give that a middle finger salute and be like, no, you are in devotion. And the reason why other people aren't talking about this is because you actually need to be connected to who you are in order to have devotion. You need to be willing to fall flat on your face and break your nose and stand back up and be in the goddamn arena in order to have devotion. Being in devotion starts with being in devotion to yourself. You will never, ever feel 100% confident. If you're waiting for that, you might as well just go kick the bucket right now, because that ain't never gonna happen. Your brain just tells you that so you don't expend energy and actually grow and evolve and do new things. The way that you get more confident, self-confident, is by doing things and showing yourself, I didn't die. Literally. You can be like, oh my God, CLG, that's so dramatic. But human brains, they're theatrical AF. Any of you that have children, when you receive the baby in however form that happened, you are not 100% confident. There was probably a huge part of you that's like, oh my God, I'm going to break them or I'm going to fuck it up. Maybe you even hung out in the hospital or the country that you adopted your child from for a little bit longer because you're like, oh, I don't know if I got this. or you kept family around, you had a night nurse, but eventually it was just you and the kid. You needed to figure it out. And you did. Why? Because you were in devotion to keeping that child alive and you were willing to persevere over whatever obstacles might come up. You're like, I'm going to figure this out. See, you do it for other things in your life. Even if you don't have a kid or kiddles, I know that there are other things like going to college, driving a car for the first time, coming to America. There are experiences that you have persevered in your life that you did not feel 100% confident before you did it. Why is it when it comes to yourself, the most important relationship of all time, why is it that you are giving yourself an out? Because you're scared and that's okay. But own that. Don't lie to yourself and say that it's because you're not ready. Don't lie to yourself and say it's because, I need to do that. Don't lie to yourself. When you stop lying to yourself and you can actually sit with the truth of, hey, I'm scared. Hey, I'm choosing to have someone else as my own authority and guide rather than myself. That's okay. And you will feel so much more harmony and resonance within yourself when you can just level with yourself and be like, yeah, this is what it is. Can you feel it? Just try it for yourself right now. The resistance, the frustration, the anger, the bitterness, the disappointment that you are feeling with yourself on some energetic level, it starts to go away. And when that goes away, your desire, I know that if you are listening to this, you have some desires in your life that have not yet come to fruition. Those desires, they stop being dimmed and diluted. They are able to shine brighter. And you're not even having to do anything else. Just by the pure awareness of you being like, oh my gosh, this is where I am. Being okay with where you are. That acceptance of where you are now is going to supercharge you to where you want to be. And that lesson right there has really, really come full circle for me in the past month. This quarter, I really decided that I'm going to be in devotion to myself. That means I'm giving you episodes where I don't have all the perfect conditions or I'm not in the studio every time, but I went over the commitment and the consistency of the sound. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be in devotion. And I'm also going to love where I'm at. What's come up for me at episode 100 is 2 years ago, several minds and identities ago, I had all of these expectations for myself of where I would be at episode number 100. And I was pretty sad because I'm not there. Those external, very patriarchal markers that I had set up for myself, I'm not there yet. But what I was forgetting when I was looking at it through such a myopic lens is that I'm in such a better place. And I'm not saying that in a way that I'm lying to myself, she's in a better place. No, I mean that I have this intimacy with myself. I have friends in my life that are as Ty would say from Clueless, I've never had straight friends before, guys, that I can utterly be myself with in all the ways. And they just love me more. I can have other people be really, really pissed off with me. And I can be okay with that. And I can run my business the way that I want to run it and make money. How awesome is that I get to be myself and take off as many days I want a year and literally just live my dream life. I was not doing that 2 years ago when I started the podcast. Circumstantially, it might look the same. I'm living in my same house and I have my same dog and I'm definitely prettier, more attractive than I was 2 years ago. Not that superficial stuff matters, but my brain was gut checking that. Look at where you are now. And if you are finding yourself disappointed, what was happening for me and what I see happen with you is you set these expectations for yourself from your not current reality. So you're looking at the past to judge. It would be if someone came from 100 years ago and they were how many slaves do you have? and they've said that you were not successful because you didn't have slaves. Like, do you see how fucktarded that is? It's the same thing with past expectations and judging yourself on them now. So it just doesn't make any sense. We are not robots. We are not inserting thoughts and beliefs in order to achieve results. We are human beings, souls alive, and your purpose is to be an expression of yourself, not trying to make a good impression. You are a powerful creator, and your uniqueness is a sacred part of creation. Your ideas, you are sacred. Be in devotion to you. There is nothing that you cannot persevere. Coaching with me is a quest inwards. Your genius already resides within you. Let's let it out big time. If you're nodding your head yes, listen closely because I might have the solution you've been searching for. My Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, a 6-week, highly individualized one-on-one coaching experience designed exclusively for perfectionists like you. Your perfectionism is actually your greatest asset, and leveraging it can be hard work or take years of guesswork. That's why in Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, I give you my key frameworks to taking charge of your Ferrari drive, proven to work even for the most type A, high-strung, stubborn perfectionists. In the first 30 days, you will cut your burnout in half, increase your professional fulfillment by at least 150%, and your self-compassion will go up at least 250%. And that is just your first 30 days. So if you want to save yourself years of trial and error, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/accelerator today. Or if you want to take the easy way, just click the link in the show notes to check out the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator.